Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to personally thank you for attending this presentation. My name is Mitchell Spangler, and I will be presenting on behalf of our team at Group 7 IT Solutions. Please do help yourselves to the food and drinks provided. Firstly, I'd like to provide a brief history for our company, the executive, and the senior user. Our company was formed mid-2015 and specializes in IT-related projects. The senior members of our team are listed on the bottom of the slide above. As a team, we have a passion for seeing organizations reach their full potential by capitalizing on the growth in technology. We are committed to excellence and look forward to partnering with you on this project. Thanks again for listening. The current system in place has two overarching flaws, in that it is both inefficient and ineffective. It is important to consider the impact the current growth of your practice has on the administrative capabilities you currently have in place. As your practice grows, managing clients and managing appointments become increasingly difficult if it's only on paper. This is inefficient simply because it wastes time and productivity, especially when a computer could do the job in a fraction of the second. Not to mention the automation capabilities it presents. You don't need us to convince you that computers are a more efficient business model. Businesses in every sector have adopted this method, so it is a proven practice. The slide also lists the shortcomings of paper, making it ineffective. Data security, especially when it comes to client details, are at stake, should not be taken lightly. So this project is intended to increase your efficiency and effectiveness, mainly in the administrative functionalities of the practice. Essentially, we intend to do this by allowing dentists to have access to consistent and a standardized form of information. This information or data is easily managed and quickly available. So how do we do this? How do we ensure we maximize our chances for creating a successful and complete system? We have an idea. What we need is a plan. And from that plan, we act. For this project, we are opting to follow the Prince2 framework for project management. It's a tried and tested methodology, and it seems appropriate for the task at hand. Gathering user requirements is essential, and we intend to do it right, so that we know what you need and what you want. Ensuring business justification is another important area that we focus on. Essentially, we make sure that the going ahead of this project is only beneficial for your case. Our tasks include offering technical support after the rollout of the system and making the transition both smooth and pleasurable. We've prepared a Gantt chart to help visualize a schedule for the project. Hopefully you have the copy we've given you readily available. A 2-month turnover is challenging from a development standpoint for any team. But we believe that we have the necessary drive, expertise, and focus to make this project as successful as possible. We make deadlines very serious, and we refuse to compromise on quality. So you're in good hands. Most, if not all, the requirements gathering, which we feel is extremely vital, should be completed by mid-December, allowing for our development team to iteratively test the system through till early January. After which we intend to deploy and help in the change management. By the end of January, we should have the project concluded and fully handed over. As with all of our clients, we offer a 3-month complimentary technical support package. Moving on to the topic of engaging stakeholders. This is pivotal if we want the project to succeed and if we want the transition to be smooth and effective. Engagement is more than just communicating and informing them. It involves involving, empowering, collaborating with the stakeholders at every level. It is our responsibility as the project board that we value various stakeholders' needs and views. Our strategy for stakeholder engagement is a strong fortified 5-step process that involves keeping stakeholders in the loop for all of our going-ons. This involves little things such as fact sheets to experimental changes that involve the user and their understanding. The 5 processes are: inform. We keep the stakeholders up to date with everything. Consult. We consult with the stakeholders on matters concerning the project. Involve. We aim to involve the stakeholders with a majority of tasks. Collaborate. We collaborate with the stakeholders on every major decision, as well as every small decision. Empower. We give stakeholders influence. They influence our decisions, our outlook, and it is our job to make this project as much as about them as possible. With this involvement, we aim to keep the stakeholders as number one in the project. The output of the project is the DMS, or the Dental Management System. This has three components: a fully functioning electronic management software system that will be used in-house and will be the main system the users interact with. This is what's used to interact with various records, and etc. We also have the integrated and populated databases. Now this is where all your information is stored. We intend to embed security and consistencies in place to ensure that the data is fully protected, yet easily accessible. The aforementioned management system interacts with the database, so essentially you access the database through an easy-to-use software suite. To put it simply, so what exactly does the system do? Well, it does everything your paper system does, only better. Functionality-wise, it allows for the creation of client records, allows for the creation of appointments, it stores informations, it retrieves information at a fraction of the second, it even provides reminders for dentists automatically of appointments. These are just a few of the system's capabilities. Finally, we have documentation to support users, but also to allow other developers to extend the system if the need ever arises. This is essentially a high-level breakdown structure to illustrate what I've just said. Hopefully you've noticed the various levels of development, transitioning from the bottom up, the red to the green to the blue to the gold. We see it as gold. This hopefully illustrates effectively how the system will evolve through the various stages of development. Now for the part you've been waiting for, the outcomes, the benefits. How is this going to take dentists to another level? Well, faster processing and data entry. This means you can create appointments, enter information, and even create schedules in a fraction of the time. This, as mentioned in the slide, increases productivity and efficiency. Another outcome is increased data security. Particularly in this day and age, confidentiality of information is crucial, and this system increases the level of data security otherwise available. And you can see that the results in less loss of data and decreased liability. We also have easy data management as another outcome. We're designing the system to be used by non-IT professionals, so that training is minimalized and its effectiveness is maximized. Most of the processes are standardized, and that should also aid in making training easy. Finally, we have the modernized and up-to-date IS integration, basically bringing the practice up to date, attracting more clients and resulting in a competitive advantage. But more than that, positioning your practice for the future. So to conclude, the current system in place is both inefficient and ineffective. Paper-based systems cannot compete with the top-of-the-line IT comparisons. Our task is to create a top-of-the-line IT solution that is both efficient and effective. It's our responsibility to engage stakeholders at every level of the 5 processes of informing, consulting, involving, collaborating, and empowering the stakeholder. And finally, our mission is to ensure that the final deliverable is delivered within the agreed requirement and within schedule. But most importantly, that you utilize it to its full potential and see your practice grow. Thank you for coming and thank you for listening. I'd like now to invite you to ask any questions, raise any doubts, and if you want something clarified, please feel free to ask. Thank you again.